What's going on, guys? Welcome to a brand new video on PrizePicks. This time we got plays for Monday Night Football. We got two games of Monday Night Football today, and we're going to talk about both of them. Before we do, if you guys could drop a like on this one, it would help me out a lot. It literally takes 2 seconds, completely free, so go ahead and drop the like. And now let's move into the recap from the day before, guys. We had a huge Sunday once again, and I'm not just saying that. This could have been way bigger of a Sunday. I would say probably our most unlucky day of the year. And yet we still came out with a solid profit on the day. So if you guys this is, by the way, this is my spreadsheet where I track every single play. You won't really see any other YouTubers doing this because nobody's as transparent as this. They don't really like to show their losses. That's really what happens on YouTube a lot. So if you guys want to go watch somebody else and they just move into the plays for the day, you know, they're not showing their losses to you guys. They're just showing the wins. So we went up 12.85 units so far is what I'm trying to say, because we still have Monday Night Football. And we already have 2 setups. So what does this mean? This means that Penix and Mooney have already cashed for us. And we just need Baker and Igbuka to cash for us too. And then that'll be a 9 or a 10x. And then if you go up here, Darnold and JSN, of course, already cashed for us. We just need Stroud and Collins to cash for us. So if both of those end up cashing in the same game, actually, then we would be going up from like 12 units to up to 30 units, right? So there's still a lot to be gained or lost. I mean, max loss is like 10 units, right? So not that much. But what I wanted to show you guys was how unlucky we got. How many 3 out of 4s. I went and just wrote it next to every single one. This was a 3 out of 4 with a 10-yard hook. So all 3 of these guys cashed. Jackson only gets 185. This one was a 3 out of 4. All 3 of these guys cashed. Dante Moore does not get his over because he throws a pick on the end of the game. All 3 of these guys cashed. Aguilar, of course, cashed. You guys all saw that. That Tennessee game was huge. And then what happens is Deion Burks, the number 1 receiver for Oklahoma, doesn't go over his line, right? So that one misses. Here, this was the worst one of the weekend, 100%. All 3 of these guys cashed, right? Simpson goes for like 350. Prescott goes for like 350. Lamb easily goes over his line. And Bernard hits his line. He gets 67 yards. And then what happens? They throw it to him. He runs backwards for 5 yards, then gets tackled, and then isn't seen for the rest of the game. So he had literally greened out this play. Then he goes back under the line. I even wrote it here. Had already cashed, and then Bernard gets a catch for -5 yards. Insane stuff. So literally that would have been another 10x, right? This one was a 3 out of 4. May throws for like 300 yards, or I don't know. He definitely went over his line. And Hunter Henry gets 1 catch. What's all that about, right? I have no idea. This one, 3 out of 4 hook. This was probably the worst one, or, well, not the worst one. That was obviously the worst one with Bernard. But kind of annoying how Tyler Warren gets 80 yards in this game, but only 4 catches, and they don't go back to him and ever, right? And then you think about it, and it's like, well, if their opponents had just scored that field goal towards the end of the game, if the Broncos had just scored that field goal, the Colts would have needed to score a touchdown instead of a field goal. And instead of running the ball with JT the whole way through that final drive, they would have passed the ball. Warren easily would have gotten a catch. So we literally were this close when they doinked the field goal to getting any other cash. And this one would have been another 10x. Here, 3 out of 4, 11-yard hook. So Pavia gets 177 yards. We needed him to get 188. So very, very close. Another one that just missed. This one, 4 out of 5. So we took a, we took a 5-man play here. And then Love throws for a massive game, 300 yards. And then Dobbs can't even get 44, right? So what can you do, right? And even after all of that unluck, right? So many 10-yard hooks, a 2-yard hook where the guy had literally cashed and then came back down, we still went up on the week, right? So what are the kind of plays that we're taking? We're taking plays like this, right? We're taking quarterbacks and receivers on the under. And then this is a great example, quarterbacks, receivers on the over. And then a bunch of the same stuff, right? Here was one of our biggest wins. We took quarterback and receiver on the over in the Panthers. They cashed. Then we took quarterback receiver on the over in the Lions. They cashed as well. So that was a great play. And guys, this is the kind of stuff that PrizePicks is not paying you that much for, right? We're going to go ahead and talk about that soon. But every single play that we took this weekend was on this app called Rebet. And the best part about it is nobody's talking about it. Nobody is locked into this app. Nobody really realizes how profitable this app is yet. So this app, Rebet, you guys can get on this app with code BAM. I'll give you guys a free month of VIP. And usually I'm just promoting apps just because I'm going to make money from this. That's not why I'm doing this. I'm promoting this app because it is 100% the best app in the business right now. So if you guys are in any of these orange states right here, forget about this graph. If you're in any of these orange states, so basically every single state in the country, you should be able to get on Rebet. Hit the link in the description. And you can also DM me the word Rebet right here. Make sure to sign up with code BAM. And then you guys will get the bonus right here and also give you a free month of VIP. So the best part about it is, I mean, it's literally like, it's just paying you more for the same plays. I don't know what else I can say. That is quite literally the simplest way. So we're up to 1K in our account now. We were at like 500 before we started the weekend. So a lot of great stuff did end up happening. This is the kind of thing I'm talking about, right? We're getting 3 players on the under on the same exact team. And then we're just getting one money line and we easily cash this, right? And then so many losses that were very, very close. And then this is another thing I'm talking about, right? Where we get a quarterback and receiver that go over, and then another quarterback receiver we took to go over, but they go under together. That's still correlation, right? We're taking 2 guys to go over on the same team, and they end up going under on the same team, right? So that's what the correlation is. The quarterback and the receiver are heavily tied together, right? So many plays that were just ended up exactly like that. And then this was a huge win, right? We take Amon-Ra St. Brown, Bryce Young, Ted McMillan, Jared Goff, right? Can't ask for a better correlation than that. And we're getting 950, right? So this is 950. It's not 9.5x. Don't get it twisted. This is 10.5x, but you're getting 9.5 of profit, right? That's how it is on PrizePicks too. They just don't show it like that. They want to give you guys a bigger looking number, right? So let's go ahead and talk about PrizePicks. How can we try to use that exact strategy that we were just talking about to exploit that on PrizePicks, right? We know that the quarterbacks and the receivers are heavily correlated together. Let's go ahead and make a slip with that, right? So, who's one of the best quarterbacks right now? Justin Herbert. And he's probably going to get a solid few passes to our guy, Ladd McConkey, right? So let's go ahead and take Ladd on the over on receiving yards, wherever he's at. So we're going to take Justin Ladd. And then let's just say, I'm just building a random slip right now, by the way, guys. I'm just trying to show you guys, give you an example. Let's just say we're going to take Bucky Irving on the over, right? So let's lock this in on PrizePicks. Obviously, we're not going to put any money down. This is paying 4.25x. So if you put 20 bucks down, you're getting 85 bucks, right? Fair enough. Let's just see. Maybe can we get a little bit more on another app? I've got a great feeling about this, guys. I've been clicking around on Rebet so much recently, and the amount of the payouts you can get on this app are just absolutely nuts if you know exactly where to look, right? So we're going to lock in the exact same play. Bucky Irving over on, that's a really low line. Bucky Irving over on rushing yards. Yep, Bucky Irving on rushing yards. What is this line at here on PrizePicks? 64.5. Fair enough. We'll take it here. And on Rebet, we're getting 3.75 profit. So we're getting 4.75x. Whereas on PrizePicks, we're only getting 4.25x. And if you guys know exactly how to exploit this, you can make that gap between PrizePicks and Rebet way bigger just from putting down the right slips. That's exactly what I do on the VIP. But now, let's get into the plays for today. I'm going to stick with Herb and Ladd. I think this is going to be a great game against the Raiders. This could actually be a shootout game. I think that Geno Smith has enough star power around him, Red Bowers, Genty, even Jacoby Myers, to be able to keep up at least a little bit with this Chargers team. Like, remember the Chiefs game? Everybody went over, right? Marquise Brown went over. Patrick Mahomes went over. It was a great game for the Chiefs offense. I see something similar like that happening here with the Chargers. But for the first game, I'm going to go ahead and take a couple of my plays. If we go to this one right here, if you are in PrizePicks, I would go ahead and take this one right here. I like Nick Chubb on the under right here. And Nick Chubb on the under at 49.5. So I know he got more than this against the Rams last week. He got 60 yards. I don't think he's going to hit this against the Bucs, right? The Bucs actually were very, very staunch last week against the Falcons. Tyler Algier was the number one rusher, not even Bijan. And number one, they were staunch against the run. And number two, they were pretty weak against the pass, right? So when you have an offense like CJ Stroud with Nico Collins, and they got a couple rookies in there as well, Jaden Higgins, Dalton Schultz, of course. I mean, obviously Nico Collins is the big name. But you guys know when you watch the Texans, they got a lot of sneakily good receivers. When you got a pass offense that good, and you've got a run defense this good with the Bucks, you are going to push the pass offense a lot more than your running defense. And I also think the Bucks could be leading here by like a score or two, which means they're not going to be handing the ball off to Chubb for 2 or 3 yard gain. They're going to be firing down the field with CJ Stroud. So I like Nick Chubb here on the under. And then of course, what did I say? I like Ladd and Herbert in the other game. So those are my few plays, guys. Make sure you sign up on Rebet. I can't stress this enough. Rebet is literally paying us more for the same plays, and I don't know how long this is going to last. If you guys are sitting there on your thumbs only messing around on PrizePicks, and you think you're going to get profit, you think, oh, I'm profiting $20 a day. That could be $40 a day if you lock in the exact same plays on a different app. So yeah, that's all I got to say, guys. That's all for the video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Let's make some money on Monday.